Arizona and Akron meet in the 4-13 matchup in the East region. Dion Akron is a mid-major team a lot of people had circled as potentially being able to pull and upset. Arizona is a team some people had circled to potentially be vulnerable to an upset because of some of the inconsistencies we have seen from them down the stretch of the season. This is being played in Seattle. You got to imagine Arizona is going to have a pretty strong backing, may feel like a home game for the Wildcats. Is there anything Akron can do, though, on the court to take advantage of some weaknesses Arizona has, maybe a strength of theirs they can rely on that could potentially make things difficult for the Wildcats or allow them to pull off the upset?
So Akron plays really fast. I will give them that. Like they play fast. I think they can score the ball pretty well. Um, they shoot the ball well from three, 36%. They shoot the ball well from two. They're not the greatest free throw shooting team, but they're not bad from the free throw line. So I feel like they do a lot of things right on the basketball court to beat Arizona. One problem. So Cart and I did a video on the full episode that will come out Wednesday. I don't know when JK is going to get this video out. I'm assuming that the full episode will already be out before he does. Where we did one thing to know about each team in the NCAA tournament. Insane topic, by the way. Crazy topic. But anyway, Akron doesn't have anybody over 6'7". It's tough, tough. Your tallest player is shorter than Carter Bryant. And I just think this is just one of those moments where like
Oh,
athletes,
okay. You said Carter, and I thought you were talking Carter Elliott,
well, same thing.
which
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Double entendre. Double entendre. But I was talking about the freshman, the one that's in shape. Not true. No, hey, shout out to Big Fella though. He had 24 and 16 in his men's league game yesterday. Not a
Hey,
lot of people are talking about that. But yeah, no, like it's just one of those things where like athlete's gonna athlete. Like I want to believe Akron stands a chance because I think their style of play does cause Arizona issues in theory. The problem is like what issues are you going to cause a team like Arizona where like Caleb Love's staring eye to eye with your center?
well, I think that is the wild card in all of this because he's always the wild card in all of this is Caleb Love, right? I hate to like just break things down into a team making shots versus missing shots because no duh, team that makes more shots is going to win the game than the team that misses more shots more
Right.
often than not, right? That's generally how basketball works. And Akron is a top 53 point shooting team in the country. Arizona is right around 250. Like there's a big discrepancy there. And it would not shock any of us for this to go kind of the way Kentucky Oakland last year, where Akron just suddenly gets hot, right? They start making a couple threes. Caleb Love starts having one of his 2 for 13 days. And everyone's kind of like, well, maybe it's happening.
Can I bring up one issue with that comparison?
Yes.
Oakland's best player is on Arizona.
That is accurate.
And he's also taller than anybody on Akron.
That is accurate as well. But that same speaking of size, that same guy was smaller than everybody on Kentucky's front line, and it didn't matter.
Fair. That's fair.
That being said, you're going to try and run with Arizona, a team that is like built their success on running. I don't like typically when you play the same style and you have these kind of matchups, I look for stylistic differences or an area where your strength matches up with the better team, the more talented team's weakness. That's
Mhm,
not the case here. You're going to try and out Arizona,
mhm,
which with less talent, I don't think happens that often.
mhm.
Big part of this too, Akron's defense stinks. It's 181 in the country. And so you're going to try and run with a Tommy Lloyd offense while having a lackluster defense, largely because you don't have size.
I mean this with all due respect to anybody. If there's anybody out there, uh, and I'm definitely not talking to Ralph with this comment, but if there's anybody out there that wanted to convince me Akron's defense was good when their tallest player is 6'7", got a whole nother thing coming.
It
Got a
checks
whole
the,
nother
the
thing.
numbers the numbers back that up, Dion. The numbers back that up. The eye test backs it up as well. Yes. Um, I think that's a problem. There is certainly a scenario where Akron wins this game, but I'm rolling with Arizona for all those reasons.
Arizona by a million.
Kempom has it by 13.
Easy.
What was the game? There was a game a year or two ago Akron played in the NCAA tournament. Um, I think they played Creighton, and I'm doing this off. Yeah, it was last year. I apologize. They played Creighton last year. They were down five at halftime. And if I remember correctly, they were leading at the end of the first half because they were making some of their shots, and then things just fell apart. Would not surprise me if this follows a similar game script where now, makeup is different. Akron had some taller pieces last year. Enrique Freeman was also a phenomenal player who's playing professionally now. I think it could follow a similar game script where maybe Akron hits a couple of threes and there's some, first half like, oh, Tommy Lloyd in the tournament, is he doing it again? And then Arizona handles it, and the end result of that game was a 17-point victory for Creighton. People don't think twice about that game. I think we could see a similar scenario play out.
I think the biggest difference with this Tommy Lloyd team and the other ones is like they weren't that good this year. They are a 4 seed. They got hot
Mhm.
towards the end, but like I don't think they're one of them Arizona teams that goes in feeling like they're Arizona a
There's
little bit.
not as much pressure, certainly.
Yeah.
Not as
Like
much.
they're kind of just playing with like chickens with their heads cut off at the moment. And I think when you have as much talent as they have, that's a really dangerous opponent.
Be fun to watch. Should be a fun game. We'll be back with a full recap after. So make sure you like and subscribe.